Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Okay, welcome to the Monday, April 15th, 2024 meeting of the East Lampeter Township Board of Supervisors. Full house today. Welcome, everyone. I will call the meeting to order. I'm Corey Meyer. I'm the chair, and we all do the pledge of the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic which stands, nation, indivisible, liberty.
The agendas in the back of the meeting minutes. You can follow along. On the agenda, and actually, if you are here, write your name on. We have number 3 on the agenda. We have public comment for non-agenda items only. We have anyone here for public comment? Just want to come up, state your name and where you live.
Julie, I live in 365 Enterprise Drive, Birmingham.
You're free. You're free.
You know, I just recently returned from a trip southwest and was quite disappointed to learn that Lancaster City is a sanctuary city. And I was asked by an organization, because as you know, the county has declared that they are non-sanctuary county, but they're suggesting that particularly the surrounding municipalities, townships, do state, create a resolution saying we are a non-sanctuary area, and we will enforce the laws of our township. We will support our local police. In addition, I'm sure everyone knows the difference between sanctuary versus non-sanctuary. I'd be happy to explain it if you're not.
Will you explain it?
Well, a sanctuary means that if someone does a crime, the police are not permitted to ask that person if they're a legal citizen, nor are they permitted to call in federal authorities such as ICE if they want to prosecute that person and possibly put them. I traveled southwest and I was stopped numerous times. I don't think I had anyone else in my van. I asked why, and of course I learned they're looking for illegals. And I remember the one ranger, he said, I don't know the point. We arrest them and then they let them go. When I was down in southern Arizona and Texas and New Mexico, our beautiful national parks, Organ Pipe Cactus, they specifically express, don't pick up anybody. Look out for hitchhikers. Don't be out at night. And now we're inviting that same policy here to our city. And if you see a non-sanctuary means we will prosecute, we will have the ability to ask someone if they're legal. We have the ability to call in the federal agency. We've seen what's happened in New York with the squatters. They arrest them, they let them go. Do we want that here? First of all, this is a resolution for the county that specifically states we are a non-sanctuary. And it also indicates that we, the municipalities and boroughs, throughout Lancaster County. They suggest we adopt similar non-sanctuary resolutions. Columbia already has done so. I have a copy of their resolution. Peckway Township is having a vote tonight. It made big news on WGAL. I could share the link with you. People are upset about this. The people in the city who could be bussed in might prefer to not live on the streets and might want to come to someone's barn, someone's home, someone's rental property and squat. I don't see that there's any risk in doing this or any cost by supporting our local police, our laws, supporting our county versus the city, which has always had a different value system than the county does. I compare it to Pennsylvania is Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia is somebody else. I've lived in Lancaster County my entire life. I have a business here. I think people respect their property and their lives. And do we really want to be part of this problem? And it's specifically a concern with the boroughs and townships that are on the border of Lancaster City. I have another item I want to discuss, but that can wait to another time. I do want to read this, what was given to me. Why do we not consider this? Because the citizens of Lancaster County know where the county government stands on dealing with the tremendous influx of people entering the U.S. and potentially Lancaster County illegally, especially in light of recent action by Lancaster City. Second, to inform those who are in the U.S. illegally and or those may send people here that Lancaster County law enforcement officials will cooperate with us in our township throughout the county. The bottom line is that we will follow the law of the township borough, unlike the city. They seem to create their own circumstances. And that's it on that subject. But I have a copy of the resolution, the county indicating that we are definitely a non-sanctuary county, encouraging municipalities and boroughs to do the same. I have a copy of the resolution completed in the Columbia Borough. Again, just indicating they will enforce their laws and allow their police force to do so. I also I can provide a Word document where you can just fill in the information based on our township. You don't have to start from scratch. Do you have time to address the second issue?
Yeah, any questions for speaker? Victoria? You said Victoria?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good. Sure.
Yeah, just one quick question. You mentioned that someone had prepared that and you said that they were asking the boroughs and townships, who's they, which were?
Not sure who this specific person was. Again, I was away for 40 days. I received this email. It was forwarded from Free PA representative who now lives in Arizona. And I have been a participant in Free PA. But it wasn't her, it's another person. Her name was Wendy. So I didn't bring that email with me. And they were looking for representatives in East Lampeter, West Lampeter, and other surrounding areas. Present this to you.
Any other questions for Victoria?
And Victoria, you were saying it's Free PA, that's the organization?
That's
Is that what you said?
It was developed during COVID to represent businesses that were shut down. And they hired attorneys, they represented restaurants, and they won every single case when it came down to it. But they're not really too active right now, and you know how it is. People are fickle. There's something to fight over with on. You get some great speaker. It's unfortunate. I know they have who is speaking in Elizabeth County? Oh, one of the councilmen, the city councilman, the county commissioner, I'm sorry, speaking in Elizabeth Town this month.
Your second subject.
Yes, and I don't even know if it's possible. And my neighbor wanted to, she is, first of all, she is a legal, she's Indian. Her husband is German. They have 4 wonderful kids, very politically active. Unfortunately, they had a co-op meeting tonight, couldn't attend. And I said, well, why don't we table this discussion? She said, because they're away May 3rd to 17th, and I think it's when you're holding your next meeting. But we're all part of the drag to the Lancaster Library. My question is, how much of our tax dollars go to the library? I'm sure you don't have that in the top. Do we?
We give about $1.50 per capita to the libraries, and we divide that between the top 3 libraries that our residents use. And currently it's Manheim Township, Strasburg, Heisler, and Lancaster Public Library get a portion of those.
Well, as I'm sure we're all aware of what's going on and what happened. It is unfortunate, but when it comes to our children, we're very protective. And my neighbor, the Amrus, they homeschool their children. They don't want to be part of this mass race to change our ethics and values. And so I'm going to read this. We request that Lancaster City Library be defunded and place restrictions if you want to continue funding to your local community library. No special interest group should be permitted to use the taxpayer-funded liability. The library is a community resource, and all programs should be of interest to all of the community, or funding will end. Homeschool parents rely on the public library. For every reason, many opt to homeschool because they would not expose their children to things like drag queens. If they have to stay away that day due to special interest groups they don't want their children exposed to, and they have to pay taxes, they're already paying school taxes and not sending their children to public schools. And so again, the library is a great resource for these homeschoolers, and this interferes with their ethics, their values, and the reason they do homeschool. So the request is that Lancaster Township, East Lampeter Township, like Hempfield, and I've seen some others, are discussing not funding the Lancaster Library. So I thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for coming to the meeting. Any questions or comments?
Just comment that, Victoria, I would just comment that I know for myself, and I can speak for the rest of the board, that we're a very pro-constitution, pro-police board. We support legal immigration, not illegal immigration.
Yeah.
That said, our officers are sworn to, to follow the Constitution and the laws that are on the books.
These are all of our qualifications, aren't they?
Oh.
I thought they put their hand on the Bible. Maybe I.
We see where
It's why we live here, isn't it?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thanks, Victoria. Other public comment in the room? Sir, just want to state your name and where you live.
Doug Sensnick, 2209 Creek Hill Road. And it's very interesting because those are the 2 issues of what I came tonight about. I did not know that anyone else was coming, had no idea, but felt it was important that we do just check in with our township and see if you have had requests in the way of making any type of resolution. And if not, consider it. Say that much about it. And like she said, I do have like 6 copies of the county and Columbia's that if any of you are interested in having it, just paper check. Put it on this afternoon so that I have it available if someone's interested. But I'm very much support what Victoria had said. And so just ask that you would consider looking at it and see what the solicitor would say, that we would have that in writing and that our township does stand for that. And also that we would proceed with something similar to what East Hempfield Township has put in place to not defund them, but to hold the money until something is set in place that is sort of a protective way of what our dollars are going for. So that's the only comments that I would have.
And that's from Mr. Sensenig.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, any public comment from online? Any other public comment in the room?
I'll just say, Doug, if you want to leave those copies, that's fine. Definitely.
Can I leave these as well?
Sure. If you just want to give them to Tara, that'd be great. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 4, the consent agenda. We have multiple items, so I'll read these off. We have approval of the April 15th, 2024 Board of Supervisors meeting agenda. We have 4B, approval of minutes of the Monday, March 18th, 2024 regular meeting. We have 4C, offer of time extension for township review and action, which is the Divya Hotel Stormwater Management Plan 2325 170 Eastbrook Road. Applicants offering a time extension to June 3rd. They have additional time to address review comments provided by the township engineer. And this is the 3rd such time extension offered for this plan. We have 4D, offer of time extension for township review and action, MP Lancaster LLC, Rockville Parcel 2, Land Development Plan 2332, 35 South Willowdale Drive. Applicants offering time extension July 15, 2024. Additionally, the work East Lamphere Sewer Authority Township staff agreement regarding the sanitary sewer capacity for the project. This is the 2nd such extension offered for this plan. We have 4E, offer of time extension for township review and action, Calumet Enterprises Park Land Development Plan 2405, 2257 Old Philadelphia Pike. Applicants offering time extension to July 15th. So they can have additional time to address review comments by the township engineer. This is the 1st such extension offered for the plan. We have F, offer of time extension in action, awful lot add-on plan 2406, 2195, 2181, Old Philadelphia Pike. Applicants offering time extension to July 15th, 2024, so they can have additional time to address review comments by the township engineer. This is the 1st extension offered for this plan. And then time extension for township review and action, Chick-fil-A, Land Development Plan 2407, 2467, Lincoln Highway East. Applicants offering time extension to October 21st, 2024. And this is the 1st such for this plan. We might recall they had a former application for the same project that we gave numerous time extensions for, but that plan expired. And then we have H, approval to pay invoices from all funds, total $1,972,903 even. 4 significant amounts, $32,660.05 to Motor Technology for fertility pump number 2 repairs. $17,922.50 to McMahon Bowman for Strasburg to Oakview Road Trail Engineering. $15,954.74 to 10-8 Emergency Vehicle Service for 2023 Dodge Charger upfit. $9,962.30 to General Code Modification Project. Those are multiple consent agenda items. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through H.
Ed, motion seconded by Mike. Any public comment or board comment for the consent agenda? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, 5, we have no old business. 6, we have a few items for new business. The first one is King Land Development Plan 2322, 338 Willow Road. Is anyone here for that item? Please come up and just state your name and welcome.
It's Traffic Surveying. I'm here representing the Daniel King plan. Do you gentlemen want to see the plan in front of you, or are you okay with the
Fine, probably up there, unless anyone wants to see it. Yeah, I think we're fine.
Daniel is on Willow Road. And he is the owner of that greenhouse area. He is in the process where we would like to remove 3 buildings and replace them with 1 big building. We've done all the stormwater here. We've done all the county conservation. All the erosion information for it. The last review response we got from DMA was March 22nd. And the only things that are on this view that are standing, the financial security and a revised deed, because Daniel King had given Daniel Stoltzfus a half an acre. And in that half an acre, when we did Daniel Stoltzfus, we needed to come up with a buffer or easement agreement for the stream that runs through Daniel King's property. There's too many Daniels in this.
We see that.
That runs through Daniel King's. We have done that.
Yeah.
It is recorded. The York Township Solicitor created the agreement.
Yep.
It has been signed. It has been recorded.
Okay.
That was one of the things that we had to do to get Daniel Stoltzfus approved.
You just need to add it to the plan. That information says recorder of deeds information shall be added to the plan related to the prior.
It'll be added to the deed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we do have, if you scroll it, you'll see there is 2 parts. There you go. You'll see that portion to the bottom, proposed buffer easement.
Yeah.
That is all variance and distances, and it is in an exhibit as part of the property. We did a legal description of those variance and distances and included that legal description and a copy of the exact plan that you see up on the screen right now. Now, we can easily put a buffer easement agreement, which it will be. There's a new deed written. It'll say that things like that. So that information in the end isn't the problem.
Good. Okay, so we got a clean county letter. Pretty light county letter.
The only thing that the county really wanted us to do was add the clean and green.
Yeah.
No, which I think when we started, they just missed it. We usually catch. There are multiple referrals and waivers included in this. All of them, DMA has approved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in addition, we do have a curb and sidewalk installation deferment agreement that when we actually record the plan, we will record that along with the plan.
Yep, I see that.
So this evening, we would be asking for the approval, we would hope that you would recommend approval of the deferrals, of the waivers, and of the plans.
Good. Do we have a motion for this plan?
March 22nd, 2024. Letter. One request between for 2, and it's 3, 5 granted with noted conditions. Granted curbs deferral. Granted and sidewalks That deferral request.
Basically all grants,
All grant
grants and deferrals based on the DMA letter and any, review comments of the county planning department. Yeah, that's made by Roger, second by Ed. Any other comments from the board or the public or the applicant?
Appreciate you being thorough.
Well, I would like you to invite you, when we do we're gonna try to get a meeting with the Chesapeake Bay Alliance,
Cool.
because they're the ones that are gonna do the trees.
Nice.
Hold on. Now that this is approved, I'm gonna.
We haven't voted yet,
Oh.
but you're free to just.
No, there was a nation there. Yeah. So
You can continue.
should this be approved,
Okay.
I'm gonna invite you folks to meet out with the Chesapeake Bay
Great.
when we go to do all that. I think it would be nice. I've never heard of this project. So it'd be nice for everybody to knew what they were
Great.
doing.
Yeah.
We have some very exciting projects that they've helped in our township. Well,
Yes.
they've got some great resources to help.
Yeah. Okay, any other comment? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks for the, have a great rest. We're trying to be a little quicker. The air conditioning's out. Okay, Vermont, agenda B, 5 start stormwater management plan 2404 110 Pitney Road. Hello. I'm here. Yes, sir. Cool. Floor is yours.
Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward project. Taking up, looking to put in a couple transfer pads, or pad. Turn back some of the soil. The parking lot. I think it's 500 square foot. We're looking to. 120, we're gonna return. Isomer, the engineering group, submitted comments after it comes off. Same with Cordova.
Yeah. That looks like a pretty clean letter on April 10th, 2024 from DMA. Any questions for the applicant?
Stormwater management plan 24-04 110 Pitney Road, conditioned on the letter from David Miller. And then in the review comments, we've got it's kind of this. We have the easement on the trail on that letter.
Stormwater management number 2. Plans based on the 100 floodplain. That we're referring to.
I'm sure that's easement for the future trail.
Contingent that there is a formal easement agreement.
Letter, David, so there needs a formal easement agreement for the trail easement that's shown.
Do you understand the motion, Spencer? Okay. Okay. Motion made by Ethan.
And second.
Second by Mike. Thanks. Sorry about that. Any other comment from the applicant, board, or the public? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. Okay, we have C, 6C, supervisor discussion items, township website. How do you want to give a quick update?
That's been. So,
already been made to the website. The request the township IT group were working on, and then others that we felt were beyond township staff. We've asked Red X to provide us with a proposal on making changes.
Good. And housing plan recommendations implementation.
Yes, staff been working on following up on the discussion from the housing plan and providing the board with staff's thoughts on priorities going forward. Different suggestions from what was in the plan, which is what we heard the board ask for.
Okay. That's good.
Question on timeline for that. When would we be looking, and also staff feedback? You know, I've got a few items we've discussed as well. When would be a good time to sort of plan on having those come before the board so we can take action on some of those recommendations?
How's the agenda for the next meeting look?
Yes, I would expect we would be able to provide those to you by the next meeting.
Okay. And how much you need any time in between this meeting and the next meeting, but you're fine.
That should be good.
Okay.
I'll try to get staff drafts
Okay.
to everyone ahead of time
Yeah.
so people can be prepped and ready to go with some of those.
Yeah. Sound good? Okay.
Just for the
Yeah, just-
conversation starter, and I know I talked with some of you, the two ones I'm mainly focusing on. These are no surprise. One is continuing to work on our accessory apartments by right. There's some good recommendations in the plan of how to promote those so more people can take advantage of it. I also think there's some low hanging fruit in expanding that to also include our ag land. We have a lot of single family homes on small lot sizes that are in an agricultural zone. Some of those, within a stone's throw of this location. I live on Millstream Road. North side is R1, south side is ag. We can put accessory apartments on the north side, but we can't on the south side, even the houses are the same size and the lots are the same size. So I think there's some small tweaks we could make to expand accessory apartments to also apply to properties that are in ag zone that also have single family homes. And then the second one is looking at how we can creatively add multifamily housing into our commercial zones, with the C2, C3, or just the C2. Similar to how we did with the Rockdale overlay. So those are the two that I'm prepping to hopefully get some good discussion on. Bring it forward. Board.
Good. Any other questions on items 6?
One other quick one, Hutch had put in the packet, which I thought was helpful, the PSATs awards communications, so there's a medal. I can send it around, but it's on PSAT's website. 2023 Citizen Communication Contest winners.
Yeah.
It's worth, I spent a few minutes Googling and finding some of those townships and looking at the website, their social media, their newsletters, and let's look at the winners and copy some of their winning ideas.
Sure.
No new ideas I saw.
Good thought. Okay, we'll move on to 7A, public meeting rules adoption. What you want to talk to that one?
Yes, township solicitor has reviewed the resolution that we had drafted. Has modified it slightly, but the content is essentially the same. But in the format that we're ready to recommend board action on these rules.
So we would have to, resolution needs to be properly advertised, or no, this can be at any time.
On it tonight or any other time that you would like.
Yeah. I'm open. I understand the changes were minor, formatting and other things, but I'm open to accepting a motion on it.
Motion to adopt the resolution, establishing rules of conduct for public comment during public meetings. As presented.
Motion made by Ethan, second by.
And just on a discussion, I mean, especially number 7, because I received just a quick response from a citizen on it. You know, it has the flexibility
Absolutely.
And the chairman has a lot of responsibility to use that in order to make sure that people are heard. And it could be an issue that does have, more people who need to speak a little bit longer. But I think what it's good about it is it really is asking for people to come, to be prepared and really get to the point. And I think that serves them well. It serves us well to help make a decision on it. So I just make a note on that, number 7.
The chairperson is allowed to at some point say, well, we've already heard that from this. We want 7, 8 people, a duplication of information. So this gives us the opportunity to close off that discussion and get the new information.
Okay, we have a motion made. Second, any other comment from the board or the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Resolution passes. Okay, we have 7B, consultant selection regarding CFA local share project for Heritage Pathway section.
Yes, this is a project that township was awarded grant funding, $127,000 to continue to work on the Heritage Pathway. The 2 aspects of this project have to do with making the connection from where the trail currently ends at the west end of Oak Grove Drive out to Pitney Road, and then additionally to look at the section east, north, however you want to look at it, at Franklin Boulevard trailhead. Most of the effort will go into trying to figure out the connection along Oak Grove Drive out to Pitney. We asked for a proposal and received 2 proposals, one for TPD, the other from Bowman, both of which we worked with on various other projects. After reviewing those 2 proposals, township staff feels that the TPD proposal is most on point and will deliver the kind of results that we're hoping for. As with any project, there will have to be some township staff interaction with the consultant to make sure that it stays on track and getting us the right results. There'll be significant public involvement needed for the Oak Grove Willow Lane neighborhood. And so a lot of energy will be put into that part of it. So would recommend awarding this project to TPD.
Any questions for Hodge before a motion? Neighbors on Oak Grove, I recall when we were early on, maybe 6, 7 years ago, a few of them came out. Lisa Bala, didn't she live back there? She came into one of our meetings.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was around like the sound or the.
She just had concerns that more people might go in there and park in the neighborhood to access the trail. I would assume more of the folks would actually park at our big parking lot.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's a.
This project does include, conceptually anyway, a smaller trailhead at the end of Oak Grove for some parking, not as much as there is out at Ben Franklin.
Yeah, I would just recommend that we communicate. I realize that, those are narrow roads and, we're just communicating with those neighbors as much as we can regarding the project as we move forward.
We had, while the Walnut Street extension project was going on, we had been in communication, especially with 2 property owners right at the end.
I remember that. Yeah.
And generally that interaction was favorable. And haven't been hearing unfavorable comments. Yes, you're right. There will have to be extensive public involvement.
Sounds good. Okay. I don't think we got a motion yet.
Recommend we approve TPD planning and design as our consultant to be selected for the CFA this year for Heritage Pathways, pathway section as noted.
Made by Mike, second by Roger. Any public comment, board comment, staff comment? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay. We have award of bid for in-place paving material, bids, paving season. Can't wait.
We, should say, Public Works, bids. People need provided bid tabulation. More bids that we received. New bid is from Helen Meyer. Ton of in-place material, $3.50 for link to a yard. See that significantly lower than it is. Our speculation is that since they're in the township working on other PennDOT projects, that it was mobilization costs weren't as much of a factor for them. So we think this contract should be awarded to the low bidder, Allen Myers. We'd also ask the board to consider, because the bid is much lower than we had anticipated, the possibility of adding Hall Drive and Viewmont Drive as other streets to be included in the work. We would need to get the contractor to accept those additions at the prices provided in the bid. Assuming that they do that, we would still have to be under the amount that's budgeted for paving this year. So that would be staff's recommendation.
So comparatively, it's $28.60 less than for on a meter per hour. That's 0.23. Wow, great. Good. We have a motion. I'm all for, we have it in the budget. We're going to need to spend it. The road isn't; those roads aren't going to get any better. They're low rated roads based on damage and need for repaving. So it's either done now at a lower price or done next year at a higher price.
Make a motion to award the milling and paving bid to Allen Myers. And also to authorize staff to see if we can get them to add some additional streets at their current bid rate up to our budgeted.
Okay. Motion made by Ethan, second by Mike. Any comment from the board, public, staff? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
We usually see prices go down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's part of what I was saying, but this is highway aid funding, so.
Yeah. Oh, good.
The general fund is.
Yeah. Award of bid for in-place oil chip treatment.
This year. They have done work for the township in the past and has performed well. We feel that that price is close to what we expected and would recommend award.
For the for oil and chip bid to Martin.
Motion made by Ethan, second by Ted. Any public comment? Board comment? Staff comment? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, we have reappointment to Park Board, 5-year term ending 5/5/2029. Dan Tyson, and has offered to serve on the board again. How long has she been on the Park Board? Long time.
Yes, it's been several terms.
Between that and TV, Little League and everything else, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Motion to reappoint Diane Tyson to the park. Motion made by Ethan, second by Mike. Any comment from?
Commendation, I've known Diane for a long time, working with the school district and so forth. She is, the epitome of public volunteer service in any way, really appreciates her community. So for her to say yes again, it's just another piece of that, that she contributes to us.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Diane. We have authorization to apply for Susquehanna Riverlands mini grant Gibbons Park at Knoltz Mill.
I'm gonna let Tara speak.
There.
Staff was made aware of this opportunity for grant funding of up to $25,000 with a 50% match. And so we thought that when the trail system at Gibbons Park on the west side of the creek would make sense to start the process there. If you'll recall, the entire development of that park is about $600,000 with the bridge and every parking area and trails. So we thought this would be a good opportunity to get started with the trail there.
Hey.
This would go into the 2025 budget.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if we're awarded.
Yeah. Very awesome that we were able to find it. How did we learn of it?
The Chesapeake Bay Foundation.
Okay. We have a motion to authorize the application.
A motion to authorize staff to committee meetings or Gibbons Park.
Okay, motion made by Roger. Second by Mike. Any public comment, board comment?
I just mentioned, it's not really related to the grant application, but staff has been in the process of setting up a small temporary parking area off of Old Philadelphia Pike. So the gate's been moved back some distance and some spots made available down there. So we're hoping that those that have been visiting that area to fish or use the creek in some other way will not park on Mill Creek Road anymore, but park down there. It's temporary, it's not paved, but it'll work for a temporary situation.
Great. Yeah, great. Cool. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comment? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Great, manager's report, 8A.
Yeah, you talked about this last time. I don't expect that there are any other changes, but tomorrow morning's the voting process. So I just want to make sure there's a last chance. If there's any other thoughts, any of those resolutions, let me know now.
Additional thoughts? No, I have no additional thoughts. Okay, keep going.
The pole building, which was on the master planning for the campus, was put into this year's budget. Staff has been working on getting pricing from contractors through CoStar's vendors. And we're at that point. I can't remember if we've actually signed.
We have.
Okay, so we've initiated that work and you'll start to see activity back there.
Okay. Cool.
Application, we did receive communication back from General Code that they're essentially finished with their work. So we have a little bit of work to do on our end. Ultimately, the board will have to adopt an ordinance to adopt the codification. So, or for the township solicitor to get that done, and then be able to put everything up online and have a codified ordinance book.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Appreciate Tara's efforts.
Yeah. Yeah, I realize it's detailed work and.
And it's never done.
That update, because you keep adopting resolutions.
Yeah, I know. I think we passed one tonight, right? Okay, D.
Yes, good news. The board's application to or submission to the Historic Preservation Trust for the Adaptive Reuse Award was awarded to Porter View.
Good, good.
And you all should have received a copy of the letter notifying the township of that, the city.
Great. Congrats to Ben. Cool. Okay, any questions for staff? Okay, motion to adjourn. So moved by Ethan, second by Mike. Any public comment with the adjournment? Comment from the board?